In 1960, when Domino's Pizza first opened, its entire day's sales amounted to just $14. But who could have imagined that a boy who sold newspapers, a boy who had neither the support of a father nor the love of a mother, would one day own more than 18,000 pizza outlets? However, the journey to victory against the odds was anything but easy. The pizza store that was started with borrowed money faced countless hurdles along the way. Sometimes partners would leave, sometimes the entire savings would be lost to fraud, or a partner would betray him. And on top of everything, even the name under which the store was opened didn't belong to him. There were lawsuits worth millions of dollars, a damaging viral video, and reputation games that tested the patience and determination of Domino's owner, who built his brand over years. This is the story of Tom Monaghan, who faced all these challenges and rose from zero to establish a billion-dollar empire. Thomas Monaghan was born on March 25, 1937, in a middle-class family in Michigan. His father worked as a truck driver and barely managed to make ends meet, while his mother worked at a nursing school. When Tom was just 4 years old, his father passed away, and since his mother couldn't support her children, she handed Tom and his brother Jim over to government care for 7 years. Tom's childhood was filled with hardships. He only saw the strictness of government foster care and boarding schools. He couldn't even properly pass high school, nor did he attend college. He managed to get admission to the University of Michigan, but unfortunately, he didn't have the money to pay tuition fees. Life kept dealing him blow after blow. Finally, he started delivering newspapers door to door, where he began to learn the basics of business and didn't let any opportunity to save money slip by. Just when he had barely started to recover, his small savings were lost to fraud. This was the point when Tom's brother Jim came to him in 1959 with an idea that would change their lives. Jim worked as a mail carrier at the post office, but also took up part-time work at a restaurant owned by a man named Dominic DeVarty to meet his expenses. Dominic had another restaurant that was closed and up for sale. He wanted to sell it quickly and was asking for $500, but there was a catch. The restaurant had $2,000 in debt, which the buyer would have to pay. When Jim brought this news to Tom, the two thought of buying the restaurant and working together. They took a $900 loan from the post office and bought the restaurant from Dominic, but they didn't change its name. In return, Dominic gave them some recipes and taught them how to make sauce. They decided to open the restaurant from 5 p.m. to 12 midnight so that Jim's postal job wouldn't be disturbed, and Tom's dream of studying in the morning at the university could continue. They officially opened the restaurant on the 9th of December, 1960, and made a $14 sale on the first day. During the first week, they didn't even have a phone, meaning all customers had to walk to the restaurant themselves. Then they started a delivery service by hiring 2 factory workers on commission. After 4 months, their daily sales reached $70, mostly from nearby colleges. But when the college semester ended, sales dropped to $28. Jim, due to his postal job, spent very little time at the restaurant and hardly contributed. When sales dropped, quarrels broke out between the brothers, escalating to physical altercations. 6 months after the restaurant opened, Jim decided to leave. Despite being the one who came up with the idea, he agreed to let Tom buy out his 50% share in exchange for a Volkswagen car that they had purchased for pizza delivery. Jim happily left with the car, not realizing he had made a losing deal. Now Tom was the sole owner of the restaurant. However, this also meant he had to work full-time, and his dream of attending university once again remained unfulfilled. He often spent nights in the restaurant, surviving on burnt pizzas. Slowly but surely, the restaurant's sales began to rise again. He hired 2 helpers and started making a daily profit of $7. In his spare time, Tom visited other pizza stores to conduct market research. During this time, he befriended the owner of an Italian restaurant who shared his famous sauce recipe with Tom. When Tom applied this recipe to his pizzas, customers loved the sauce, and sales began to climb again. Someone suggested to Tom that he open another branch of his restaurant, but he needed a partner to manage the first branch since his brother was no longer with him. Eventually, Tom found a partner, but this partner was going to ruin all his efforts. One day, a man named Jim Gilmore visited the restaurant. Tom recognized him as a well-known restaurant owner in the city. The two began discussing the restaurant business, and Tom shared his plans to open a new branch. Since Gilmore had experience running restaurants, the two struck a deal. It was agreed that Gilmore would pay $500 for a percentage of the business and manage the first branch. However, Gilmore said he didn't have the $500 at the moment and would pay later. Desperate for a partner, Tom agreed. Gilmore became a 50% partner in Domino's without making any down payment, and he never paid the money later either. Tom opened the second branch and left the first branch in Gilmore's hands. It was only then that Tom realized his mistake, as Gilmore began messing up the first branch. Sales and pizza quality both began to decline. Tom suspected that Gilmore was even secretly stealing cash from the register. Jim Gilmore had a reputation for drinking heavily, and he had previously gone bankrupt twice due to his habits. Tom thought Gilmore had changed, but he hadn't. Moreover, the agreement between Tom and Gilmore cleverly included a clause stating that while Gilmore would share in the profits, Tom alone would bear any losses. Now, Tom had to divide his time between both branches, while Gilmore worked only when he felt like it. Gilmore was exploiting Tom, who tried multiple times to end the partnership, but couldn't due to legal complications. Finally, the matter went to court, and the partnership was dissolved. However, Tom had to bear all the financial losses. But Tom's troubles didn't end there. The next conflict arose with the person whose name Tom was using for his business, Dominic DeVarty. Dominic, noticing that Tom was successfully running 2 restaurants under his name, became professionally jealous. Dominic, who had his own restaurant in the city under the same name, called Tom and demanded he stop using the name Dominic. This news hit Tom like a bolt of lightning. He had poured his sweat and blood into promoting the name, and changing it suddenly would mean all his efforts had gone to waste. Someone advised Tom to choose a name similar to Dominic's, so that when customers searched through phone books, they would find his restaurant alongside Dominic's. For days, Tom and his team brainstormed names, but none seemed fitting. Finally, a pizza delivery driver suggested Domino's. Tom loved the name, and from that day onward, the restaurant was known as Domino's instead of Dominic's. Changing the name also meant rebranding, so Tom decided to use a domino tile as the logo. Since he had 3 stores at the time, he included 3 dots on the domino tile to symbolize them. With a new name in place, Tom worked tirelessly to improve the recipe and make the business profitable. However, Domino's true success began with an unexpected incident. One day, a significant number of the restaurant's staff took leave at once. To manage the situation, Tom removed extra items from the menu and served only pizza. Surprisingly, that day turned out to be the most profitable one for Domino's. Tom realized that a large menu only added to operational burdens. He introduced innovations such as cardboard pizza boxes to keep pizzas warm during delivery and insulated delivery pouches, which further improved service quality. These innovations gave Domino's a competitive edge over rivals like Pizza Hut. While competitors focused on dine-in facilities, Domino's concentrated on consistent pricing and higher profit margins by avoiding dine-in expenses. By 1967, after 7 years in business, Domino's had grown significantly, and Tom decided to start franchising. New locations were strategically placed near colleges and military bases, where pizza demand was high. Instead of spending heavily on mainstream media advertising, Domino's advertised in college newspapers, which were both affordable and effective. Within 2 years, Domino's had opened 32 franchises. Although there were initial quality issues, they were eventually resolved. By the end of 1969, Domino's had 42 stores in Michigan, Vermont, and Ohio. By 1978, there were over 200 Domino's outlets across the United States. Domino's was on a rapid growth trajectory, but then a series of events brought more challenges. In the 1980s, Domino's delivery service had become wildly popular. Competitors like Pizza Hut began focusing on delivery to compete directly. To differentiate itself, Domino's introduced a bold campaign in 1984, 30 minutes or free. This strategy skyrocketed sales as customers were guaranteed either a fast pizza delivery or a free one. The campaign further boosted Domino's growth, and by the 1980s, it had over 5,000 branches globally, making it the fastest-growing restaurant chain of the time. However, this bold move soon backfired. In 1989, a 17-year-old Domino's delivery driver died in a car accident while rushing to deliver pizza. News outlets reported that the driver's death was caused by the pressure to deliver pizza quickly. This incident gained national attention, with reports highlighting that Domino's delivery pressures had led to 20 fatal accidents in a single year. In another tragic incident, a delivery driver ran over a couple, killing the wife on the spot. Domino's was ordered to pay $32 million in damages. In 1993, another case came up when a Domino's driver ran a red light, resulting in a collision that left a girl with a broken spine. This time, the court fined Domino's $78 million. These incidents brought heavy criticism to Domino's delivery service. The very campaign that had driven Domino's success was now causing its downfall. Eventually, Tom announced the end of the 30 minutes or free campaign. As Domino's grew famous, it also became a magnet for controversy. First, there were driver accidents, and then there was the infamous viral video scandal. In 2009, a video surfaced showing employees tampering with food in unsanitary ways. The video went viral, damaging Domino's reputation. Although the company contacted YouTube to remove the video, their request was denied. The employees in the video were identified and revealed that it was a prank, and no tampered food was ever served to customers. However, the damage was already done. Despite these setbacks, Domino's continued. Today, Domino's operates 18,848 branches worldwide, 145 more than Pizza Hut. Although Pizza Hut employs 350,000 people compared to Domino's 13,500, Domino's generates 4 times more revenue than its competitor. Globally, over 3 million Domino's pizzas are made daily. Additionally, Domino's chef Zagros Chaff has twice broken the world record for the fastest pizza maker, preparing 3 large pizzas in just 70 seconds. Tom Monaghan eventually sold Domino's for $1.1 billion in 1998, stepping away from the business. Despite its challenges, Domino's remains one of the most iconic and successful pizza chains in the world.